If you have weak hips, that could be a reason for your back pain. When a muscle is weak, it's often tight. So you're gonna see people trying to constantly stretch their hips, do these hip stretches, and they're gonna get temporary relief, right? You ever wonder why you stretch your muscles and it only loosens up for a day, but then the next day or the day after that, it gets tight again, and here you are cranking it out again? It's not because it's inherently tight, it is because it is weak. A weak muscle will always be a tight muscle, right? So your hips are a weak link in the chain of the supportive structure of your back and overall body. You are going to eventually get injured. Okay, so weak hips, weak and tight hips could be an early warning sign that eventually you will get hurt. I'm sure many of you have heard an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So instead of waiting till you get injured and end up having to do rehab after the fact, you have to do prehab exercises like this to reduce your chances of getting hurt. So what this movement is, it's a 3-part sequence. The first thing you're gonna do, you're gonna sit in 90-90 position. This is gonna be the advanced version I'm showing you, but the beginner version is where you're laid on your side, okay? The advanced version is here. You're gonna do the internal rotations of the hip. You're gonna keep that knee down while lifting your back leg up. You're gonna hold this for 20 to 30 seconds. And once the 20 to 30 seconds is up, you keep the hip internal rotation while lifting. Another 20 to 30 seconds. And then after that, you do this hip abduction. You're gonna lay on the floor, have your leg up, abducted, and then you're gonna rotate your thigh a little bit toward the floor. You're gonna hold that for 20 to 30 seconds. You're only gonna do one round of this, and you're gonna do 20 to 30 seconds in each of that 3-part sequence for one round for each hip. So guys, try that exercise out. You're gonna notice when you're doing these, especially if you do have weak hips, you're gonna notice that your hips are starting to cramp up. That's because they're not used to being worked and they are truly weak. So you're gonna notice over time, each time that you do these, your hips are gonna cramp less and less to the point that they no longer cramp. So again, if you notice your hips are cramping, that's the obvious telltale that your hips are very weak. So if you're interested in content like this, hit me with a follow. I'm gonna be coming out with a ton more like this. This is not the only exercise you should be doing to fully recover from your back pain. There are many more. I'm gonna be dropping more in-depth videos, even on YouTube. So hit me with a follow, check out the YouTube, and I will see you guys in the next video.